Packers. A calm day inside U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. The scene a short time ago. This crowd decked out in purple, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football, folks, as the Vikings get set to do battle with the Green Bay Packers. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. On play action. Now Rodgers. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And got his man complete. Touchdown, Packers. Robert Tonyan, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Packers have taken the early lead. Crosby with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown on is Pat O'Donnell to send this one away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he will be brought out here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
At their own 17-yard line.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Now, these two teams, you might recall, met back in mid-season, Week 8 to be exact. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Ryder. Looking left side, and he's got a man. Brad Smith. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up. Well, that was big right there because they're the bottom 5 in the league in converting on 3rd down. They needed that pickup in a big way.
There were 2 things they said they wanted to win in this game. One, the turnover battle, and the second, 3rd down conversions. So they got one there. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Now a give running right, it's Cook. Shifts by him, shreds him with a stiff arm. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead him to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
We're looking for Jefferson, but this is intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
So after the INT, it's Rodgers. That is caught. It's the tight end, Tunyon. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Well, I know a defensive coordinator is going to be pretty excited about what he just saw there. Great knockback by their front. And now with the ball where it is, I would expect to see the offense throw the ball on 2nd and 3rd down here.
This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's 3rd down.
Speed is the name of the game when it comes to RPOs, and sometimes you can be a little too quick, thus inaccurate, incomplete.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And he's got his man. Touchdown, Green Bay. It's Allen Lazard. 2 touchdown passes now here in this first quarter for Aaron Rodgers. And the Packers are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. Crosby connects on the extra point, and it's now 14-0.
14, Vikings nothing. Pat O'Donnell set to kick off.
After the touchdown, on is Pat O'Donnell to send this one away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
At their own 15-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get them down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Now a quick throw into the hands of Jefferson. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
And some space here. Powering forward. And he will take this all the way down to the Packers' 12-yard line. 74 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
And this ball is caught by Irv Smith. Touchdown Vikings. Irv Smith Jr., his first touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are able to make this a close game again. Greg Joseph on for the extra point. And that one makes it 14-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a two-game losing streak can have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. And he'll work this forward for about 3. It's second down. From the 44, Rodgers. That's caught by Penny.
It's pretty easy to overlook the fullback when you're making your assignments defensively in the pass coverage game, but in this case, they made him pay for that oversight and picks up a nice gain.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 46. Throwing is Rodgers. A check down here to Jones. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down, but a nice little gain.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 39-yard line.
Through one quarter, 14-7 our score.
14, Vikings 7.
On second down, it's Jones, and he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Jones. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down, 2nd and right at a yard.
Hey, when you get good yardage like that on 1st down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
On second down now, it's Jones. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And the broken tackle helps lead to a 1st down gain.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And in the next breath, they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up 1st downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. Now they'll throw with Rodgers. He finds his man, complete. It's Watson. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal. Working from the gun, Rodgers. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Down near the goal line, things really get physical. You're always anticipating a running play, but when they do throw it, things happen quickly. A little bit of a bang-bang play there that falls incomplete.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. And they will score. It's a Packer touchdown. Rodgers. An 8-yard touchdown run. And the Packers add on to their lead. Extra point up and good by Crosby. And it's now 21-7.
Packers 21, Vikings 7. Pat O'Donnell set to kick off.
After the touchdown on is Pat O'Donnell to send this one away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
They're on the 17-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offense's sails because they had it going pretty good last time. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. And the Packers are going to take over here up near the 40. And, Charles, you know, it seems like sometimes when you fall down early, there can be a tendency there to try and get it all back in one fell swoop. And that time, that thinking leads to an interception.
And I believe you brought up a really good point there, Brandon, because you try and force plays, right? You try and get all back in one shot, just as you mentioned there. And you know you're going to need some big plays to get back in.
Here's a diving catch right side. And he is down deep into Minnesota territory. It's a big play there for Green Bay.
Well, you don't have to be a genius to watch this game and figure out they've had plenty of success moving the football here in the first half. We've seen exhibits A, B, C, and right on down the line, haven't we?
Yeah, we just saw exhibit Z right there. Now a first down carry by Jones. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play. Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork and add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
This offense continues to be a hot knife through butter. 3 drives, 3 scores, and knocking on the door again on drive number 4. Dillon is in. Touchdown, Packers.
We know that the big guys won't get the credit, Brandon, but we also know that that touchdown belongs to them. Excellent job of clearing the way for their running back.
Crosby with the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
Vikings 7.
After the touchdown on is Pat O'Donnell to send this one away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And not a great return here. He'll make it back only to the 10-yard line.
Anytime you feel the kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Throw left side complete. That's Smith. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down. Charles, when you talk about free safeties, I think one word comes to mind, range. And we saw an example of a rangy free safety right there. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
He gets away from one, and he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
Throwing on first down. Ryder to the right side and complete to Jefferson. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. Off play action. Ryder on the move to his left. Now he'll square up and throw deep left sideline. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Similar to a shooter in basketball, just connected on the previous shot. They run another set for him on the next play. Now we had a guy who made the catch. They tried to get the big one downfield, but came up empty.
On 2nd down, Cook. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 96 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you. And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
They go play action here on 1st down. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Here's 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Ryder. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Kenny Clark able to record his 5th sack of the season. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. From the gun, Ryder. Escaping the pressure right. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
Green Bay up to the task there in coverage and forcing a 4th down. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. Off the play fake. Ryder. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And the Packers D comes up with a big stop. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together. Meanwhile, Rodgers' throw here pulled in by Lazard. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Going deep here for Watkins. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Aaron Rodgers, 3 first-half touchdown passes. And the Packers continue to pull away here in this first half. Crosby connects on the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half.
Vikings 7. Pat O'Donnell set to kick off.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
At their own 18-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they will not really have time to do much of anything. 15 seconds, all that remains before halftime. Now a play fake here on first down. This one brought in by Jefferson. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. On first and 10, Ryder. He's going to throw one up for the end zone. And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson as time expires in the first half. And the Vikings are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. Joseph now to have the PAT. It's good, and it's now 35-14. So we've come to halftime here with the visiting Packers out on top as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Final adjustments being made in the locker rooms. We're just about ready for the second half from Minneapolis. And for the call, let's rejoin Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. Vikings set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail it here as we resume play. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he will be brought out here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
17-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Quick throw, and it's caught by Gallup. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
On first down, Ryder. That's caught once again by Gallup. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
And attempted a deep ball there, and they didn't get it. But boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. Now a diving effort right sideline. He's got it. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds.
When you're a player of his stature, you don't just circle the games on your team's calendar. You
circle the Pro Bowl?
Without a doubt. That's a game that you just figure you're going to be in each and every year. That's because of catches like that. That's why he goes.
On first down, Chandler.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
In need of only about the length of the football here on second down. Back to the ground, this time Cook. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
Second and 10. To throw again, Ryder. And they'll go back to Smith. This time it's complete. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Off play action. Ryder rolling to his right. Now a diving catch made just beyond the line of scrimmage. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Byron Pringle, his second touchdown on the season. And the Vikings are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the second half. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead will be cut down to 14. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You can say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Rodgers to throw. This one swung out here to Jones. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down, and finish this one off.
And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. A 9-yard pickup, just 1 yard away from 3 consecutive first down plays. On 2nd and 1, Rodgers caught on the right side by Jones. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Well, so much for bluffing the defensive line into thinking that they were going to be able to get to the quarterback. Instead, they sniffed out the screen pass and made a really nice play for lost yardage.
From the gun on 3rd down, Rodgers. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
They'll break the huddle here and go for it. This is 4th down. And again, it's Rodgers. He finds his man, complete. That's Watson. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37.
And that's a big pickup of a 1st down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on 4th down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down. Glad to have you with us from Minneapolis. 3rd quarter here, 2nd and 10. To throw is Rodgers. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. And the Vikings are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive, that culminating touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. Doesn't matter where you start with the football now, they have to feel great about their opportunity.
And he takes it down deep into Green Bay territory. 161 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. Complete. Jefferson the target. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. 2 yards left on 2nd down from the 9. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Decided to hit it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
So 3 plays, already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. They'll run with Cook. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook. Touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Vikings are able to get a score back in the final stages of this 3rd quarter. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt a return. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now a play fake. Rodgers. He finds Watson. It's caught. Touchdown, Packers. 4 touchdown passes now for Aaron Rodgers. And the Packers look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. Extra point up and good by Crosby. And the lead now up to 14.
Packers 42, Vikings 28. Pat O'Donnell set to kick off.
After the touchdown on is Pat O'Donnell to send this one away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he doesn't even get this to the 10. He's taken down at the 9.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And just not much to be had there. 1 yard out to the 10.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on third down. And you know what offenses want? Win first down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on first down. Now it's 2nd and 9. Back to throw. Ryder setting up the screen for Cook. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a third down.
That's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Looking to throw. Ryder. And that's complete to K.J. Osborne. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Fourth quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You got the first one for the second one even, Matt.
Now the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. It'll be a loss of 10, and it'll bring up 2nd. Well, remember, they had the nice gain on the previous play, but they just gave a lot of it back right there on that sack.
Yeah, they get the sack, get back some real estate. Felt like the type of play that can spark a defense and swing some momentum. Almost felt like a take-that type of a play, didn't it, partner?
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49.
Good yardage on the completion there. And when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Throwing on first down. Ryder. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And the Packers are going to have it here just past the 25. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Here's a throw, complete right side to start things out. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. Like you mixed in a few of those.
And it looked like he got the feet down, did he? Yes, it's a catch. Touchdown, Packers! Aaron Rodgers on fire, his 5th touchdown pass of the ball game. And the Packers have pretty well put it away here in the 4th quarter. Crosby with the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
Packers 49, Vikings 28. Pat O'Donnell is set to kick off.
After the touchdown on is Pat O'Donnell to send this one away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And not a great return here. He'll make it back only to the 10-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, and what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit, because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a 2nd interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
Shedding the tackler, and it gives him some room. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. A big play there on the catch and run. The thing that hurt on that play, the missed tackle, that allowed the extra yardage.
It's a matchup game in the NFL. You get the guy that you want isolated, have him miss a tackle, and off you go.
So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got it 1st and goal as they look to punch in a late score. They'll run for it with Cook. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook, his 2nd TD of the game and 16th on the season. And the Vikings have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead will be cut down to 14. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped it to 14. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. Jumping all the way from the outside, maybe getting a little early start on the corner blitz.
And the only time it makes sense to get that penalty is exactly as you described. Otherwise, he should never get that penalty.
Rodgers throwing here. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. They'll try and run some clock now with Jones. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And Watson has it right side. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A big play that time through the air. 38 yards. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
And he'll let this go deep for Lazard. Touchdown! Alan Lazard, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Packers tack on another score as they have dominated this fourth quarter. Crosby connects on the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
Vikings 35. Pat O'Donnell set to kick off.
After the touchdown on is Pat O'Donnell to send this one away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And not a great return here. He'll make it back only to the 10-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
On 1st and 10, Ryder. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Off the play fake. Ryder sliding out of the pocket. He's got his man. It's Gallup. And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the fourth. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Ryder. Packer pressure, and down he goes. The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Looking to throw. Ryder flushed out right. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Off play action. Ryder steps away. Space to maneuver at the 40. And this is too far behind his man. He missed him. It's incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
They failed once in this spot earlier, but the offense will stay out to go for it on 4th down. One final shot. They'll look to rush coming, and he's taken down. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Packers are going to get the football back in excellent field position. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
Rodgers looking to throw. He'll find Lazard here over the middle. And he's tackled a yard.